shooting the flag, shooting the airplanes down. It was hard to believe. Really. But even all, when I think back, even we did all this, we still had a better time than what the kids have in our days. You know, I mean, all the shooting, the knifing, the school, the people, you have to lock your house. You didn't have to do none of that, you know. There was, people were together because we were all in the same boat. The husbands were all in front, the boys, the guys were fighting for their fatherland. So there was mostly were women's and the children. And everybody helped each other. If we didn't have, maybe we don't have no supper today, but the neighbor got something, you know, and she cooked. Well, we all got some food. You know, they just invite you, they brought you some over, they come over and eat some. And if it was just 5 slices of bread, then we split it. And that was the nice part about it, you know. We all wanted, we had no clothes, we had no shoes. We made shoes out of straw, bread the straw, and then we sewed it with some, and then we put strings on it, and that was our shoes. I didn't have to wear shoes. We ran around barefooted over those stubbles, you know. Yeah. Or you raised yourself a rabbit, or you raised yourself a couple of geese, and then on a holiday you might have a rabbit, or maybe a goat, a little goat, you know. People had their own goat and got a little bit of milk, you know. We had, I think, a goat. We had about 4 rabbits, and they all got raised for food. But then it was holidays when they butchered that, you know. Otherwise, you didn't see too much food. Only what you could steal from the farmers. But we had still a good time, you know, you think about it. That's when sometimes I see movies, you know, like from Vietnam or the fun, you know, the little villages when the kids are hungry and the kids were looking for food and ate everything, or the water, or that reminded me just the way we were raised. Or the no clothes, you know, you raggedy clothes, or you got knitted sweaters, and then you things and add on to it a little bit, and yeah, and I said still, it was still and then the airplane came and bombed the trains. We lived right by a train where all the military trains went through with the tanks on it, even when they had that new weapons, you know, the things put on it, so went right by. We heard the train at night, and then there comes the planes, I mean low planes, when they shoot all this. That's when we ran into the house. We were outside playing. All of a sudden, the planes come in, and we ran into the house. And we were outside. And then when they dropped they had their gasoline in there, their big tanks. When they were empty, they just dropped them, you know. And sometimes they went into the water. We had a nice big lake. And we were kids. We swam out there and got those empty tanks, and we had deep lakes. You could have put a whole church in it. They said that lake is so deep, and we were not supposed to go in there swimming. We were young kids, but we went in there and swam in that lake. We didn't care. And then we got those big things, we float on it, you know. If my mother or my aunts or my grandma would know sometimes where the kids hanged out, they would have been scared to death. What you do when you're a child, you know? Some kids drowned. I mean, some of them do drown, you know. But we just were lucky. Don't you go to that lake and swim in there. People have drowned in there, and it's so deep you could put a couple churches in there. Yeah, my cousin and I, we swim from the one corner right across to the other one. And then we went out to the potato fields when they were ripe.